right, so been in conversations with some atheist folks, good folks. What I mean, a lot of these people are sincere individuals who had a problem with what was being explained to them about God. You know, these are people who God created with a faculty of logic and reason, and they saw things within their religions, whether it was Christianity and Islam, mostly Christianity and Islam, who are the people who I've talked to. They saw things that just conflicted with what they thought was real and made sense. So yeah. So so they say, hey, well, how do you, why do you believe in God, or what's your religion, right? Um, you know, so the way I deal with that question, lots of times dealing with text, I really don't write it down, but um, you know, the answer to that question is basically I am universal in terms of religion, but I take my base from ancient Kamit, right? So universal meaning that I understand that, you know, all of the various religions exist for a purpose. They exist for the purpose of growing humans. They exist for the purpose of taking people where they are and bringing them through a classroom of life understanding, right? This whole thing is a school. We live in this planet Earth is a school for spirits to come and grow itself. It's a whole matriculation process. So the various religions that exist as lesser religions, or younger, or just kind of less of a full understanding, right? These would be synonymous to, like, to the lower grades. you know um, this is why, again, I spoke about this in another video, but um, this is why at the various levels, you kind of can't hear the other levels, right? The lower levels can't really hear the top, or the higher levels, because that's just not at the level where they are. Whereas the higher levels, and I don't want to toot my own horn, I'm just saying, at the higher levels you can pretty much get it. When I look at Christianity, I can see the various things in there that have good within it. I just know that it's not for me because I'm past that, and I need more. I need more in my explanation of what all of this is, more in my experience of what all this is. Same thing with Islam. You know what I mean? I lived both of these schools and took it for just that. You know what I mean? When I was done with Islam, I saw it as the thing that taught me something about humility, because, there is, great humility in prostrating and, making it a mission to pray 5 times a day, to honor, Allah above all things, and, honor Allah as the reason for all things. There's great value in understanding humility, and I look at Islam as the school that taught me some of that. So I can appreciate various things. Now, there's other things that I could point to in both of those places that, weren't so great, but, just matriculating, right? Just moving forward, I take what was good and left the rest, right? So now Egypt, how I come into Egypt is no different from, if you take, 1,000 people and you whisper, you line them up, down the block, or, across the plain, wherever it is, and you say, whisper this phrase: Monday it is blue, and Tuesday so are you. I don't know, whatever it may be, right? You tell that first person to whisper into the ear of the next person, and they go so on, so on, so on. By the time you get to the 1,000th person, you have, Friday is my day and y'all gay. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you'll have something different. You'll have some with each change, or with a large grouping of changes, you'll have something that has changed within that original word. And, you know, so therefore the by the end of the thing, you won't get what you got in the beginning, which was the original word. So the same applies, in, exalted degree when we're talking about the 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 derivation, right, of religions, right? They all came from ancient Egypt, right? Egypt was the oldest. Egypt was, Sumer was here before Egypt, but Egypt, had or showed us a full religion, right? Egypt showed us the fullness of a whole pantheon, and the various principles. So it's the oldest religion, right? Sumer wasn't necessarily a religion, but Egypt was. And so that's how I got to Egypt. I got to Egypt by going back to the beginning and getting the truth from the beginning, unaltered, right? Because we can find Jesus in the story of Heru. We can find, every religion, not every religion, but all the major religions say Amen in their prayers, after their prayers. A lot of them don't even know what Amen means, but Amen is an aspect of God that simply means God is hidden. God is there, but you can't see it. Right? So this is directly from, you know, Egypt. This is directly from that whisper into the next ear, into the next ear, into the next ear, and it eventually wound up to be what it wound up to be. So that's how I got to ancient Egypt. And it's like when I came into that, everything made sense. You know what I mean? It was something that I was exposed to long before I got here. That's why it made perfect sense. And this is after, I've been a sincere individual. I've been somebody who has studied the various religions, spent, time, soaking up what was there so I could understand it. You know what I mean? Then I put it through my reasoning faculty and kept what was good and moved on. So yeah, that's a little bit about my journey.